When Kavika Smith was a boy, his father would take him trekking through the mud and bogs of the Alakai Swamp. Now, as the Kauai supervisor for the DLNR Division of Forestry and Wildlife's Na'alahele Trail Access Program, Smith has overseen the replacement of nearly 3 miles of 20-year-old boardwalk that carries hikers above the mud and swamp water.
Well, I think the new ones are a lot more stable, and they look like they're probably going to last a lot longer.
Joined by every Na'alahele program staff member from around the state, this is a monumental undertaking.
Chris, when you bring that in, let them know it's for Division B.
Construction began in mid-May 2016 with some 50 sling loads of material being flown into the swamp. The working conditions are challenging. You step in the wrong place and you could sink up to your chin in brackish, dark-colored swamp water. It's often wet, always muddy, and crews take care to avoid trampling the sensitive ecosystem. Since the weather in the Alakai Swamp is constantly changing, it's impossible to predict how long the replacement of the boardwalk will take. This is part of the Alakai Wilderness Preserve and is one of Hawaii's most unique natural ecosystems. Its waters are created by Mount Waialeale, one of the wettest spots on Earth. At nearly a mile high in elevation, the Alakai is considered the world's highest elevation rainforest and swamp. It is home to numerous rare and endangered plants, animals, and insects found nowhere else in the world. Protecting these rare creatures was a primary reason for the construction of the original wooden boardwalk, along with hiker safety. Without a clearly marked trail, many people got lost and had to be rescued, because the terrain looks pretty much the same wherever you look.
The mud in the bogs, it's really deep. I mean, it basically come up to our neck, and you'd be just trying to swim through the mud. Fun as a kid, but what you're doing a lot of times is you're tearing up the ground a lot. So in those areas, you'd get people try to walk around the swamp, and you'd get swaths of the trail that would be anywhere from 20 to 40 feet wide. People trying to, instead of going through the mud, they try to go around it and stuff, and that's where you get a lot of the native plants that get damaged and stuff. So this boardwalk did a lot of good in saving a lot of those plants along the trail.
Anyone who's made the hike in recent years has experienced the deterioration of the existing wooden and chicken wire boardwalk. In some places, decay and rot have left large sections of the boardwalk missing or slowly sinking in the mud. In others, the chicken wire which is attached to the wood to provide traction is missing. More than 20 years in the Alakai Swamp's harsh environment has taken a real toll on the boardwalk, making it a challenge and a safety hazard for anyone who traverses it.
So this is called a polyforce recycled plastic. It's basically made of recycled plastic with a fiberglass embedded into it. It handles really good in the sun. The old recycled plastic would warp dramatically. But with this, with the fiberglass in it, it tends to be able to handle better in the sun. It's good for life.
This is also the first time in at least 20 years that every staff member of the Na'alahele program has worked together on a major project. It has special significance to Jackson Bauer of Hilo.
Well, I came out here when I was in high school for a service project. And at that time we were putting in these wood boards, and the plan was that they would last a good 20 years. And being a 16-year-old, that was a long time. And here we are 20 years later, and I'm not 16 anymore. And it's time to replace the boards. And now with 20 years later, there's new technologies and material. We can use plastic lumber, which is going to last generations, not just 20 years.
DLNR Chair Suzanne Case says the Alakai Swamp Boardwalk is one of the most unique features in our entire Na'alahele trail system. Using capital improvement funding allocated in 2014, we're pleased to be able to spend the money to make this unique, world-class hike more enjoyable and safer for the thousands of people who travel through the swamp each year.
Chris, this one goes to Division Chart.